surprised at all. It's who he is. It's who he is. I've always thought that he's a horrible person, and this is every bit of proof.
To help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the Walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, you know, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that did happen, so I'm sure it'll come eventually.
In a surprising twist, Floyd Mayweather was seen wiping away tears during a live broadcast after reports surfaced that longtime associate Leonard Ellaby allegedly leaked documents hinting the undefeated champ may be facing bankruptcy.
And the business model that he put out there, it doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Okay. But it's a business model. These fighters aspire to be great, but they also aspire to shit money.
The emotional moment left fans in shock, as Mayweather, famed for his lavish lifestyle and money persona, has long projected an image of untouchable wealth and financial supremacy. If the leaked documents prove to be authentic, it could mark a dramatic shift in how the public views the former champ, sparking serious questions about the true cost of living the high life.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC, Al Heyman?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay. Gotcha.
He's not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out,
yeah,
and that's fine. But as I always say, contracts don't define relationships.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is far more than just another boxer. He's widely regarded as the greatest defensive fighter in history and one of the sport's most successful businessmen. Born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Mayweather turned professional in 1996 and built a career that many athletes could only dream of. Known for his lightning speed, ring IQ, and impenetrable defense, he retired undefeated with a perfect 50-0 record. What truly set Mayweather apart, however, was his unmatched ability to monetize his brand. Through sharp business moves, particularly with his own company, Mayweather Promotions, and mega fights against the likes of Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor, he amassed over $1 billion in career earnings. He embraced the persona of Money Mayweather, flaunting his wealth with private jets, diamond-encrusted watches, and million-dollar shopping sprees, turning himself into a global symbol of luxury and success. But as with many tales of immense fortune, there's often a hidden cost behind the glittering facade, a darker side that rarely makes the headlines.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high.
Ooh.
18 life.
That happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But wow. You gotta show them what it's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one. $1.8 million.
It's a one of one.
Mayweather Promotions, founded by the legendary Floyd Mayweather Jr., quickly rose to prominence as a dominant force in the boxing world. Built on the foundation of Mayweather's unparalleled success in the ring and his global fame, the company forged a distinct identity centered around fighter empowerment and high-stakes, big-money bouts. Former CEO Leonard Ellaby played a pivotal role in steering the brand to new heights. Under his leadership, Mayweather Promotions was behind some of the most iconic and lucrative events in boxing history. Among its crowning achievements was the historic 2015 clash between Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, a bout that shattered pay-per-view records and generated over $600 million in revenue. Then came the 2017 crossover spectacle between Mayweather and UFC superstar Conor McGregor, which pulled in more than 4 million PPV buys and captivated a global audience. These blockbuster events didn't just rake in astronomical profits, they solidified Mayweather Promotions as a promotional juggernaut, with the Mayweather name becoming synonymous with spectacle, success, and the business of boxing at its highest level.
17-0 in 12-round fights.
Like he tried to get Pacquiao out of here.
Exactly. Entered the ring. He didn't get off to his fastest start.
To the right anytime he gets ready.
Gets him into the corner.
Less using the jab as a not more than a rangefinder because it landed to land at the ropes. He wheels off those.
Mayweather with a sense in his mind that he wants to do, he can do.
Mayweather, because they felt that he was the obstacle to getting the fight made.
He couldn't fight as he did against Margarito on much slower.
He came in not really as up on point like Floyd was, and he got a way different outcome.
Without the tactical ammunition to open up. And in Grand Rapids, Las Vegas.
Leonard Ellerby's tenure as CEO of Mayweather Promotions was marked by sharp business acumen, strategic foresight, and a deep-rooted understanding of the fight game. Under his leadership, the company didn't just thrive financially, it became a launchpad for boxing's next generation of superstars. One of the standout success stories during Ellerby's reign was the meteoric rise of Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Discovered and developed by the Mayweather-Ellerby team, Davis transformed from a talented young prospect into a global pay-per-view sensation. Known for his explosive knockouts, charismatic presence, and unbeaten record, Tank became a fan favorite and a major draw in the sport. Much of that success was credited to Ellerby's hands-on approach, guiding Davis through pivotal career moments and elevating him into the spotlight. His efforts helped solidify Mayweather Promotions as not just a business empire, but a powerhouse in talent development and boxing promotion.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to be with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
However, when Leonard Ellerby officially stepped away from Mayweather Promotions, it sent shockwaves through the boxing world. The departure marked the end of an era, and it didn't take long for the cracks to show. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who had already voiced frustration over the direction of his career, didn't hold back. In interviews and across social media, Davis expressed feeling misled and underappreciated during his time with the promotion. He implied that toward the end, both Ellerby and Mayweather had become more focused on maintaining the image of the brand than on truly developing their fighters. His comments pointed to a growing disconnect between the company's top brass and its star talent. The split brought long-simmering tensions into the spotlight, revealing that even the most successful teams in boxing aren't immune to internal conflict. What once seemed like an unbreakable alliance was now a cautionary tale about loyalty, legacy, and the business-first nature of the fight game.
Hi there and welcome to Jam's Boxing Chat. This is just a quick one that the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerby, has left his role with immediate effect. He's been replaced by Richard Schaefer. God knows what's going on in the Mayweather camp, but I'm sure we'll find out soon.
However, amid the staggering multi-million-dollar scam allegations, fresh reports are emerging that Floyd Mayweather may, in fact, be facing bankruptcy, a revelation that adds even more fuel to the already raging controversy. What once seemed like baseless whispers of financial trouble are now being echoed by voices within the combat sports community. One of the most shocking claims came from former UFC fighter-turned-analyst Chael Sonnen, a figure well known for his blunt commentary and behind-the-scenes insight. Sonnen dropped a bombshell, alleging that the highly publicized Mayweather vs. McGregor super fight, widely hailed as one of the most lucrative events in sports history, might not have been as financially successful as it appeared. According to Sonnen, the event was bolstered by smoke and mirrors. He claimed that many of the supposedly sold-out seats were actually filled with planted individuals dressed as audience members, creating the illusion of a packed venue. As someone who attended and covered the fight live, Sonnen didn't mince words, openly calling out what he described as a PR illusion orchestrated by Mayweather's team. If true, These revelations cast a dark shadow over one of boxing's most celebrated figures and raised troubling questions about just how deep the financial issues might go.
So, I mean, it's such two big draws. They promote it so well.
All anybody was talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring.
It's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody.
You're
would
saying
make
the
money.
seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems seems
peculiar.
Crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history,
The downfall of Floyd Mayweather appeared to begin unraveling when Leonard Ellaby, his longtime friend, advisor, and former CEO of Mayweather Promotions, officially stepped away. Ellaby wasn't just a business associate. He was the mastermind behind many of Mayweather's most lucrative moves outside the ring. 4 years, he handled critical negotiations, orchestrated major events, and helped shape and protect the pristine image of the money brand. His presence allowed Mayweather to focus solely on his craft while maximizing every financial opportunity his name attracted. So when Ellaby exited, it signaled more than a professional split. It marked the beginning of a slow, visible decline in the empire they had built together. Without Ellaby's strategic vision and deep connections in the fight world, the cracks began to show. Promotions started to lose their signature flair. Rising fighters began to distance themselves from the brand, and whispers of financial mismanagement began circulating. Internally, sources revealed that Mayweather struggled to manage the complex logistics and decision-making responsibilities that were once Ellaby's domain. Without a trusted right-hand man by his side, the once unstoppable Mayweather empire began to drift, losing not just momentum, but direction.
So how do I say goodbye? Someone who's been with me.
Whispers in boxing circles grew louder as murmurs of internal conflict at Mayweather Promotions evolved into full-blown speculation. Behind the glitz and glamour, insiders hinted that Leonard Ellaby hadn't stepped down voluntarily, but had instead been quietly pushed out. Though no official statements confirmed the theory, the silence from Floyd Mayweather himself only intensified the intrigue. Known for his flashy persona and meticulous control over his public image, Floyd's decision to stay tight-lipped was uncharacteristic. In an industry where perception is everything, his refusal to address the rumors raised serious eyebrows and left many wondering what was really happening behind closed doors.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. You know, he basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you," you know? And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. You know, with that's what I was real. That's what I was told at the time. So
when Leonard Ellaby stepped down from his role as CEO of Mayweather Promotions, the company found itself at a critical crossroads. To maintain its standing in the boxing world, it needed a leader with both experience and vision. Enter Richard Schaefer, the former CEO of Golden Boy Promotions and a seasoned veteran in the fight business. His appointment was widely seen as a strategic move. Schaefer had a proven track record of promoting blockbuster events, including the legendary Mayweather vs. De La Hoya bout. His deep industry connections and razor-sharp negotiating skills made him a natural choice to guide the brand through uncertain times. But despite his impressive resume, Schaefer faced an uphill battle. Leonard Ellaby wasn't just a businessman to Floyd Mayweather, he was a trusted confidant and architect of the Mayweather empire. His departure left a void that couldn't easily be filled. What made matters even more complicated was the timing, which appeared to coincide with the escalating tension between Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Once hailed as Mayweather's heir apparent, Davis had grown increasingly outspoken about his dissatisfaction with the company's handling of his career. He took to social media on multiple occasions, criticizing both the promotion and Mayweather himself. According to insiders, Davis's growing influence may have created internal friction, forcing Ellaby into an impossible position: torn between loyalty to the mentor who built the empire and the protege he helped mold into a superstar. Caught in the crossfire of a power struggle, Ellaby may have found his role untenable. Ultimately, this behind-the-scenes tension is believed by many to have contributed to the unraveling of the once unbreakable alliance that powered Mayweather Promotions to the top of the boxing world.
He owes a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the, the basketball game. This is Floyd in Dubai. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because there's a lot of people out here that think just because people are flashing money means that they have money. It's so backwards. You just don't understand how backwards it is, okay? Because when you earn it, like I said, you don't want nobody to know you got it. But here's the thing, if Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there? If Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there?
The departure of Leonard Ellaby from his role as CEO of Mayweather Promotions marked a pivotal moment in the company's history. At a crossroads, the promotion needed someone with both experience and strategic foresight to steer it through uncertain waters. Enter Richard Schaefer, former CEO of Golden Boy Promotions, a veteran with a proven track record of handling major boxing events, including the iconic Mayweather vs. De La Hoya bout. Schaefer's deep industry ties and expert negotiating skills made him an obvious choice to fill the void left by Ellaby. However, despite his impressive credentials, Schaefer faced an uphill battle. Ellaby had been more than just a business partner to Floyd Mayweather. He was a trusted confidant and a key figure in building the Mayweather Promotions empire. His absence left a significant gap that could not easily be filled. To make matters worse, the timing of Ellaby's exit coincided with mounting tensions between Mayweather and rising star Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Once seen as Mayweather's heir apparent, Davis became increasingly vocal about his dissatisfaction with the promotion's handling of his career. He publicly criticized both the company and Mayweather, using social media to air his grievances. Insider sources speculated that Davis's growing influence may have created friction within the company, putting Ellaby in a difficult position. Torn between his loyalty to Mayweather, the mentor who had built the empire, and his role in developing Tank Davis, Ellaby's situation became untenable. Caught in the middle of a brewing power struggle, Ellaby's departure seemed almost inevitable. The behind-the-scenes tensions between Mayweather, Davis, and Ellaby ultimately played a major role in the unraveling of the once unbreakable alliance that had propelled Mayweather Promotions to the pinnacle of boxing.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
In what may be the most damaging blow to Floyd Mayweather's reputation, the boxing legend is now embroiled in multiple scam allegations that threaten to dismantle the remnants of his once glorious empire. At the heart of these controversies is a staggering $42 million property scam that has rocked both the boxing and business communities. Reports suggest that Mayweather was allegedly involved in a fraudulent real estate investment scheme where investors were promised massive returns on luxury developments that either never existed or failed to materialize. The scam reportedly involved deceiving investors into pouring millions into properties supposedly endorsed or promoted by Mayweather's name and brand. Victims claim they were shown fabricated documents, doctored financial projections, and even fake blueprints, everything designed to create the illusion of legitimacy. Mayweather's public association with the project played a crucial role in luring in high-profile investors, many of whom now feel deeply betrayed. Adding fuel to the fire, Mayweather's attempts at a public image overhaul only seemed to raise more questions. When news broke that he had made generous donations to homeless shelters in Los Angeles, many initially saw it as an act of goodwill, a rare moment of him giving back to the community. However, that admiration was short-lived. Just after the donations were supposedly made, Mayweather posted photos on Instagram of himself enjoying the high life in Dubai. The contradiction between his lavish social media presence and the timeline of the donations raised suspicions. Was this an attempt to repair his increasingly tarnished image amid mounting financial scandals? If so, it backfired spectacularly, casting doubt on his sincerity and further eroding his credibility. The situation took an even darker turn when Gervonta "Tank" Davis, once Mayweather's mentee, made a shocking claim. According to Davis, Mayweather wasn't globetrotting as the public was led to believe, but was allegedly held hostage in Dubai due to unpaid debts. These debts were reportedly tied to luxury jewelry and items Mayweather had failed to pay for. Davis's bold accusation sent shockwaves through the boxing world, amplifying the growing doubts surrounding Mayweather's financial stability and integrity. What started as a small controversy quickly spiraled into a full-blown scandal that threatens to bring down the man once known for his undefeated career and his money persona.
Now, this comes amid, rumors of Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai because he owes people money. And, these are coming from trustworthy sources, Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather, people who know about Floyd Mayweather's inner life. But back to TMZ. So they reported Floyd Mayweather was courtside for last night's pivotal Clippers versus Mavericks game. But before money got to the arena, he was handing it out, blessing 3 homeless men with $30K. Now, there are no pictures. There is no video of this happening. But there is an official TMZ article, and TMZ usually gets it right. TMZ also said, we're told Mayweather began talking to the guys and decided he wanted to help. So he busted out his backpack and blessed each guy with 10 racks. I don't want to show my face, but Floyd just gave us 30,000, Reynolds, one of the men, said after receiving the gift.
Leonard Ellaby played a pivotal role in shaping Mayweather Promotions into a powerhouse in the boxing industry during his time as CEO. He didn't just promote some of the most iconic fights in history, including the record-breaking Mayweather vs. Pacquiao showdown, but he was also instrumental in developing fighters like Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Under Ellaby's leadership, Davis transitioned from a promising young talent to a pay-per-view sensation, securing his place as one of the sport's brightest stars. Ellaby's expertise, combined with his sharp business acumen, allowed Mayweather Promotions to dominate the boxing scene for years. When Ellaby made the decision to step down, Mayweather Promotions expressed heartfelt gratitude for his exceptional contributions to the company. In a statement, they acknowledged his desire to leave the company and spend more time with his family and loved ones. However, during a candid interview, Ellaby opened up about his concerns regarding Floyd Mayweather's legacy. He pointed out that while Mayweather's career had already reached legendary status, any unexpected event or misstep could tarnish the reputation that had been built over decades of success. Ellaby expressed his worry that without the right leadership and guidance, Floyd Mayweather could risk becoming a laughingstock, permanently damaging his standing in the boxing world. His candid reflections painted a picture of a man deeply concerned about the future of a legacy he had helped create, and the uncertainty that lay ahead for Mayweather's empire.
What are your thoughts on Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo going back and forth? I know you kind of told Oscar off yourself in the last press conference you was in with him.
I don't really, I was obviously here. Oscar's just being Oscar. But Canelo has a lot of knowledge and a lot of information. I do know that. And Pandora's box is probably opened up.
Right.
It's probably anything goes now.
Right. Yeah, I was reading the translation of what he said. I was like, oh, he said all of that. I was shocked.
Yeah.
So my final question to you is, I was talking to some other people in the media. Who do you think will win in their prime at maybe middleweight? Canelo versus Oscar De La Hoya?
A lot of people have asked me that. I'm not a fan of the mythical matchups.
Yeah.
What's your take on the shocking allegations surrounding Floyd Mayweather? Do you think there's any truth to these rumors, or is it all just media sensationalism? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.